Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have Dallas Dixon. He's a wide receiver out of Central Michigan. Nice to meet you, sir.
What's up? Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going, man. I mean, week's almost over with, and ready for Easter to be upon us. So, um, Dallas, I know a little bit about your story, but I mean, hopefully during our session, we'll be able to share your story with
Mhm.
all of the people that are interested out there, including some NFL scouts. So, I know you're from Arizona, so let's go ahead and start there, man. Tell me about where you're from and walk me through your journey a bit.
Um, oh man, originally from California, to be real with you,
All right,
Fontana,
that's
California.
fair.
Yeah, we grew up in trailer park homes before we came out to Arizona. Spent a portion of my teenage years in Tolleson, Arizona, which is west of Phoenix. Played football out there in high school. Um, I didn't get to travel too much before that, but being able to do this is a new experience with being out of state and coming out here and stuff like that. So
All right, well, so California to Arizona, obviously in the shadow of Phoenix, Arizona Cardinals. Um, so who'd you grow up idolizing, man? I know it was Larry Fitzgerald, right?
yeah, no, he was definitely one of my favorites, but Randy Moss takes my top number one receiver right
Oh,
there.
okay. I don't know where you would go with that one, but certainly respect them both in their own right.
Great players.
But cool. So big Randy Moss fan. So nothing wrong with that. Both those guys, obviously Hall of Famers. I don't. I mean, Fitz is going to be there eventually. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but anyhow, so you ended up going actually to Northern Michigan first. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about your days in high school, man. Talk about you as a high school athlete, because I know that there's a lot to say about you as a high school athlete here. So uh, share a little bit of that.
Oh man, that was a journey. Just a high school athlete, your jock story, I guess. Played ball my whole life, so it's just something I fell into. Unlike most kids, I was like strictly football, so I didn't do too much of other sports other than track, and that was like again to help me with football. Yeah, it stayed after almost every single day to do extra work and stuff like that. But it was an experience nonetheless. My school's constantly going back and seeing my school get bigger and people talk about it and having the youngins from high school now hit me up, and try and get tips and pointers. It feels great.
Interesting. So what I have in my notes is that you're actually a pretty good track athlete. Um, so talk about that a little bit.
Um, me, there's a funny story about that. Me and one of my best friends, Trey Johnson, great track athlete, goes to GCU, got himself a couple rings and such. We ended up coming in fourth place with me and him placing at state, just with what me and him scored alone, and it was amazing. I just filled in wherever I could, wherever they needed me, wherever they asked me to, what events they asked me to run, or do. I just jumped in and did it. So
Cool. So some of the best events that I was able to pull up with you were things like the hurdles, and then also some of those jumping events. So uh, being a high jumper, jumping about 6'6", which is kind of nice. So hey, those are some good things, man. I want to make people know that like we got ourselves a legit track athlete here. So obviously, I mean, did you receive any offers at all to maybe play track at the collegiate level?
oh yeah, I got a few, but it wasn't much of a I didn't really pay much mind to it. Football's my life, so I
All right.
didn't
Well, I
I didn't
mean,
do it.
obviously you chose to pursue football, man. There's reason for it. You love it. And I guess the question now is why? What draws you to football so much?
You have to be real to play the game. You have to you have to put your heart and soul into it. There's no faking it. Once you hit the field, there's no saying you worked out X many hours and then hitting the field and then, everything shows on the field. I've never been one to be outworked. I've never been one to be put in a position where they I don't have the opportunity to be seen like that. So when I see people or with that same opportunity or see people whine and cry about how they couldn't do something, I just feel like it comes down to who you are as a person. You just got to work for it. You just got to try. And there's to me personally, there's nothing in my head that I can't do if I don't work for it. So I'm just gonna you just got to be a good, you know what I'm saying? You got to be real. Be who you about. Be who you are.
All
That's why I
right.
love it.
So, again, let's kind of continue to walk through your journey here. You were at Northern Michigan first, so give me some of your highlights about being at Northern Michigan.
Oh man. Um, One of the biggest highlights for me was just adjusting to the cold in general. Oh man, I didn't know how good that'll do me just being able to adjust. How good that'll do me being able to play up here because I've been down in Arizona my whole life, so it's always warm. Meeting great people at Northern was amazing. QB who now goes to Illinois, Ryan Johnson, one of the best QBs I've ever played with. Isaac Darkangelo, a linebacker, like great athlete. Like just meeting some of these guys who can teach me certain things and help me as an athlete myself was amazing. The experience of the culture up here and getting a new feel of the environment was great for me.
All right. And so how did it work out? I mean, obviously you eventually, came to Central Michigan from Northern Michigan.
Mhm.
How'd that work?
Um, Me and Northern, I just couldn't fit like pieces wise, just playbook. I guess things just weren't working well. So I decided to walk on to Central. Spent like 3 weeks sitting outside the coach's office, going there like every single day, asking them what I got to do for a tryout, what paperwork you need, and by the tryout they knew me by my first name. You know what I mean? I was in there every single day. They were gonna give me an opportunity one day. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to get my foot in the door from there, but.
Awesome. So very persistent. So you walk on to Central, um, and I know at some point you started to impress those people, earned a starting spot. So talk about that transition for you being the walk on to being the really one of the go-to guys there.
Um, it felt great. It's a great transition, but it also comes with, like I said, being who you are. I always sought out to be the man when I stepped on the field. I always sought out to be somebody who can help, somebody who can make a difference in any sort of way. So it came with the grind. It came with those extra hours on the field. It came with those late nights, sneaking in and when I'm not supposed to be there, on the field, with the boys and stuff like that. It just comes with that. So it was a great feeling being given the opportunity to do so because I know many people don't even have the chance to do so. So it's
All
great.
right. So again, wide receiver. And that's been you've been at that position your whole life, right? I would imagine, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I was an athlete in high school and um, what is it, mini league or whatever they call it nowadays. But I was back then. I was played all around defensively, safety, corner, you name it. I just fill in wherever I can, and being a receiver, I just feel like it's natural for me.
And so, when we look at the two different offenses that you've been a part of, or I guess the offenses, I mean, because I mean they change each and every year. Um, what are some of the main differences between like Northern and Central?
Northern was really run heavy, so it was more of knowing your assignment when it comes to tosses, when it comes to reverses, to counters and such like that. And at Central Michigan, we had our playbook was so versatile. You could put almost anybody out there, and we had to be able to know what to run, and it was amazing to me. Um, if we had a hurry up offense, I ended up on the other side of the field. I already know exactly what the X receiver has. Now I'm the X receiver. Now I can run it, and it felt great that everybody had a chance to be involved in making something happen. Just go out there, do your job. If you don't get it for the whole game, then so be it. Just you were out there blocking. You did your job. You had a chance. in any sort of way just to make a difference in the game. Execute your block, execute your play, just do your assignment. And I loved it.
So, it's just kind of interesting how you, shared there about you as a blocker. I know it sounds silly talking to a wide receiver about being a blocker. Certainly, maybe I don't know. I don't want to necessarily put words in your mouth, but maybe one of the reasons why you transferred to get some more targets. But in all fairness, though, I mean, what's your approach to being that guy who's going to go out there and be a blocker?
Um, just do my assignment. Running back's assignment is to get the ball, make it to the end zone on that play. Lineman's assignment is to create that hole for him. My assignment is to not let my guy touch him. And I take that to the extreme, to the point where I coaches at Central Michigan had a plus minus chart for every single play, and I just take it being critiqued like that. I take it to the extreme. I don't want any minuses on me whatsoever. I will go out there and kill myself to block every single play if that's what it means. Um, Again, being the guy that you say you are on the field. If I say I want that starting spot, I'm gonna go out there and prove it. Which means blocking my ass off. So
All right. Well, obviously you're a receiver, so let's switch gears, man. I mean, obviously you want to have the ball in your hands. I mean, being a blocker, sure, that's your assignment. Sometimes you got to go and do that, but you want the ball in your hands, man. You want to be the playmaker that you are. Um, so give me an example of like, or not an example, but when a play is called in the huddle, and you get to run your favorite route, what is that route?
um, I'm trying to think of what people would call the route without giving away Central's plays, I guess. I'd say it's a in, up, and out, four in, four up, four out. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So it's
Um, So you're
in
completely juking the guy out of his shoes, is what you're trying to tell me.
basically, it gives me I can play with my route in like three different ways, where I get options to, depending on how the corner plays me, depending on how I run my route, and either way it goes, I know I'm gonna be open. So
Okay. Well, I mean that works. I mean, whatever you like, however you get open. I mean, I believe your best year as receiver was actually 2021. And you put a lot of film out there for people to be able to see. But I know 2022 didn't go exactly the way you planned. And so my next question is this, man. One of the things that defines a character is how they deal with adversity. So go ahead and talk about 2022 for me, if you don't mind.
oh man, going into 2022, I was so excited, set to be one of the main go-tos on offense and such, and everything was going well. Unfortunately, injuries come about. Everybody goes through things, just fights through adversity. I had a complete separation in my left AC joint in my shoulder. I was out for like 5.5 months
Hmm.
with it. This whole journey. Honestly, it's helped with like putting everything into great like perspective. Being able to see things from a different point of view, knowing I don't have as much time as I thought I did, and such like that. I was banking on that extra year, and I had to turn around within 2 months to get ready for my pro day and try and perform, at my peak value there, and I'm not every single day from then. I've just been getting better back to my normal self, so it's unfortunate, but everybody goes through things. Not gonna stop anything, just it puts a little bump in the road, little hill to climb
Yeah, I
you
mean, a little bump in the road, but I mean, it's not stopping you from your goal, man. I mean, I know that you're still a very persistent guy, like you were when you first got there, when you were knocking on the doors there at Central Michigan, and trying to get that opportunity there. And so, being persistent, getting yourself healed up so that you can go out there and and do your pro day. So let's go ahead and talk about that pro day, man. How do you feel like you did?
I feel like I did well. Coming off of, again, 5.5 months not being able to move my left shoulder or do much at all, then limiting the running I could do during that time. And literally finding out the week of the week after pro day training starts, I find out, get a text saying I don't have my extra year and such like that.
Mm.
Yeah, so I instantly texted my trainer, Branch. I'm sorry. Texted my trainer Branch and told him, I need to come up to get ready for training and such. 2 months of straight training for the pro day, and I think my numbers were pretty solid. And again, as I said, I'm getting better by the day because getting back to who what I'm saying, my normal self. So it's great. Feel
Right. I
good.
mean, and again, for a guy coming off an injury, who had to pretty much get himself ready in a pinch, right? Because you have this
Yeah.
pro day coming up. I mean, obviously felt like you did a somewhat decent job. And how's that shoulder doing these days, man?
Oh, it's great. We're moving. We're again. Test me now.
So did you bench at your pro day?
Yeah,
How
14
how
reps.
14 reps? Okay. I mean, dude, for a guy coming off an injury, I mean, that's it. That's solid. That's not bad
Yeah,
at all.
not where I wanted it to be, but
Well, it's
it's
not
not
20,
bad.
it's
Yeah.
not 20, but I mean, damn it, like it's better than some people that are like 100% healthy, man. So I mean, what the heck? I mean, that's respectable. No big deal there. So, uh, Dallas, I know you've had a very long you know, successful career. I mean, even though you did have some bumps in the road, I mean, you had a fairly successful at least 2022 or 2021 season. Uh
Right.
Give me one of your best moments, your biggest highlight from that season.
Um, I would say, I would say it would have to be Western's game, only because how big of a game it was. Most of the game, I spent my time blocking, which I'm fine with. Had one catch that game for 44 yards, and it was just the environment of seeing the team really come together, come back, and make a change, like just beat Western. I would say what we say, but like, we're over here being professional. So
Sure, sure. Well, I mean, obviously you got Western Michigan, one of your rivals, a team that you really want to go out there and beat. And so you did have that one great catch against them, which was nice. Um, well, Dallas, right now, I kind of want to take a moment to step off the football field a little bit. Give us something about you that you want to share. Anything interesting, fun, whether it be your hobbies or personal interests, passions in life. But give me something if you don't mind.
um I guess me and my dog, whenever I can, I have a little puppy named Nico. We travel. Pick a place, we'll find somewhere to go visit and hike in the mountains, or just figure it out. We like to be on the road a bit and just sightsee, see what this world has to offer.
Okay.
Um,
What kind of dog you got?
Siberian Husky.
You said it's a puppy?
Well, I mean, she's 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 not like big. I wouldn't say she's big. Maybe
Yeah,
because I'm
but
a big guy. I don't know.
yeah, but those aren't like tiny dogs, man.
Like 30, 35 pounds.
Okay. Eh,
Like this, you know what I mean? Not too big.
all right. Uh, Tell me a little bit more about yourself, man. I mean,
Um,
hobbies or something else. Give me some more.
I'm a big anime nerd. Big
All right.
anime nerd, big family dude.
What kind of
Family
anime are we
everything.
talking about?
I'm talking all of them. You name it, I probably watched it. Like
Well, which one's your favorite?
you got, I mean, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, Death Note, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen. It goes on and like it just. I spend most of my free time, if I'm not watching film or playing with my dog or kicking it with the family or tending to their needs or something like that. I just spend most of my time watching
Well,
anime.
well, that's all right. I mean,
Relaxing.
to be honest, like I don't know all of them, but I mean, I know at least the more popular ones there. So,
Yeah.
but hey, if that's your thing, all power to you. So,
Really
um,
enjoy fishing. Haven't been able to do that in a while because I'm out here. So
yeah, that's kind of how it goes, man. I understand.
but
So,
cool.
um, well, Dallas, you're at the footsteps of the league. I mean, you're trying your best to get your foot in the door somewhere. And so I don't know what it's gonna take, man. Hopefully you ended up showing somebody at your pro day, that they need to really take a chance on you. So but why don't you go ahead and talk to all those people right now and tell them why they should. Tell them why they should give you that opportunity and just give them your pitch, okay?
Oh man, my pitch simply is like I am who I am. I'm I'm a hard worker. I do what needs to be done. Somebody I understand somebody will give me a shot, and I will take that shot with pride, and I will take my opportunity like to the best of its ability. All I ever want in this life is an opportunity. Anywhere I go. Told my head coach that at Central when I was walking on, just one opportunity, and I'll take any opportunity. So
Well, Dallas, I mean, I think maybe a lot of people aren't paying attention to you because, I mean, again, like 2022 wasn't perfect.
yeah,
But one of the things that people need to know is you're a man of heart and character, who's persistent, who's willing to do the dirty work, who's willing to go out there and block. And it can also be a reliable receiver who can get downfield. So and certainly willing to do anything like that for
anything.
anybody. So I mean,
Any
I understand that, but do wish you very best of luck in this process, though. Okay, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that so much. I appreciate you taking your time out to handle this interview and allow me to have a platform to speak on.
Sure, Dallas. Well, again, best of luck to you. All right.
Thank you.
Um, Dallas Dixon, wide receiver, Central Michigan. Check this guy out.